I grew up in Mexico, in Juarez, just across the border from El Paso, Texas. In the 80s, I was in junior high. And as a 14-year-old, I knew nothing. I was innocent, but I was happy. Life was great, full of possibilities. One school day in early December, we had our last 2 hours, we have lab. But at the start of the lab class, the teacher was not there. If the teacher doesn't show up in the next 10 minutes, we are free. And nothing makes kids happier than not having class. So we started counting the minutes. 5 minutes, getting ready. 7 minutes, almost there. 10 minutes, we're free. Yes. No class. That meant that we could do whatever we wanted. And what we wanted was to go play video games. At the video game arcade, a couple of blocks behind our school, through the small streets. About 20 of us walked there. We were happy, smiling, having fun. Video games are all the rage. Donkey Kong, Centipede, Pac-Man. As we are playing video games, we are trash talking, telling jokes, having fun. We're having a great time. I'm having a great time. After an hour, about half of the students went back to school. After another half hour, more went back to school. I was having such a great time, I didn't realize I was one of the last 3 left. Hey, time flies when you're having fun. But, okay, time to go back. We do have to go back. So the last 3 of us left the video game arcade and started walking back to school. The sidewalk was not big enough for the 3 of us. So my 2 friends are walking on the sidewalk and I'm walking on the street. Suddenly, we see 12 guys running toward us. They look like cholos, like gang members, cholos. I didn't think much of it. Next thing I know, one of them gets on my face and says, "Pinche puto." And there's a fist on my head. I fall to the ground, and I cover up as 8 of them are beating me up. Kicking and stomping on me. One of them has a 2x4, and he hits me in the head with it. As I'm laying down, as I'm getting beat up on the ground, out of the side of the corner of my eye, I see 2 car mechanics get out of the car mechanic shop with a long range as a weapon. This scares the cholos, and they leave. But not before the last one stomp on my balls. I'm hurting, and I stay on the ground. One of my friends asked me, how was I doing? I'm dizzy, my body hurts, but with all the teenagers' bravado that I can muster, I say, I'm okay, I'm okay. I then feel something liquid in the back of my neck. I put my hand on it, and it's covered in blood. My friends are not hurt as badly, so they help me get up and walk back to school. I had to put my arms around the shoulders of my friends to be able to walk. At the school, they call an ambulance, and I go to the hospital. There, they put me on a wheelchair. I'm in a daze. They x-ray me and do a lot of analysis. And I'm thinking, what did I do to deserve this? My father leaves his work and go to the hospital. He always had a smile on his face. But when I see him from my wheelchair, his face looks different. He's worried. And I see a little bit of fear in him. It's for some reason this brings home how bad this situation is. A guy from the police asked me about the incident, but I don't want to talk about it. I just want this nightmare to end, to be innocent again. The next day, I took the day off from school, but then it's back to normal. Go back to school the next day like nothing happened, because, I mean, what else could you do? When I'm at school, everybody's talking about me. I tell them the story. Everybody's asking me questions about the incident, what happened. They are telling their versions. I'm a trending topic that day. And during school, it felt good to be back at school. Everything was back to normal. Then the end of the day came. Time to go home. In Mexico, there is no school bus service. Everybody walks home. And my home is 11 blocks away from the school, a little over a mile. Normally, I walk back with my friends, and we talk and laugh or walk back home, just like everybody else. But today is different. When I start walking, the end of the first block, I started getting afraid. I started getting nervous. My heart was beating faster. I'm anxious. I'm afraid that they are waiting for me. The cholos around the corner to beat me up again. I want to cry, but I managed to hold on. I get to the end of the corner, the end of the block. Nobody's there. I feel a great relief. But this lasts only for a little bit, maybe 5 steps. Because as soon as I see the end of the next block, all the feelings came back. The rising fear, feeling anxious, my heart beating faster. And this happened for each of the 11 blocks between the school and my home. And since the attack was at the beginning of December, I relived this nightmare every day for 6 months. Every day. And that was not all. When I will see 2 men, I will be afraid that they were going to beat me up. I will start getting this asphyxiating feeling inside my chest. I now I learned that there was violence in this world, that bad things could happen to me. I was not so innocent anymore. I stopped playing video games. I avoided the small streets, and I started hating cholos. But maybe it was because I didn't have an option. I couldn't stay hidden in my room. So despite my fear and my wounds, I kept on living. And every time I interacted with strangers at the supermarket, the bus stop, the football game, my fear decreased a little bit. And interaction by interaction, my wounds heal. To this day, I still don't play video games. And I still hate cholos. But I'm okay. I'm just not so innocent anymore.